Welcome to the Learning Guides app for Imagine Cities. This is our login page where users can log in using their account. If they don't have an account, they can always create one. Creating a new account, we have some validations in place, such as ensuring users enter a valid email address and ensuring users use safe passwords when creating new accounts. Going back to the login page and logging in as an existing user, we can see our home page here with the Imagine Cities logo on the top left. Clicking on this logo takes us to the Imagine Cities homepage itself. We also have a search area at the top, the search bar itself, and a indicators field which we can use to further refine the search that we're looking for. We can use the indicator fields by itself as well, and clicking select allows us to see the results of our search. We also have a home button which allows us to go back to where we came from, and a feedback button which allows users to give feedback on the site back to the Imagine Cities team. We also have a logout button which gives users the option to log out at any point. Scrolling down, we can see different tabs on the page. These tabs are categories in which learning guides are placed under. We can see the title of the category as well as a description of the category underneath the tabs. Looking further down in the Skills tab, we can see multiple learning guides, some of them with external tags. These tags are used on learning guides that redirect users to a separate website, as all the content is housed on a separate website. For learning guides that we have on our own website, users can click Go to Learning Guide and be taken to the contents of the learning guide itself. So let's look at the theory of change. So here we can see the title of the learning guide on the left pane, a step that we're on, as well as the description of the step. We can always expand and collapse the description of the step on the left pane or collapse the left pane itself. On the right pane, we can see the title of the learning guide, as well as a description of the content that's in the step. We can navigate through the learning guides itself by using the next and previous buttons, or by expanding the left pane and selecting the step we want to go on. Here we can see a PDF which users can save or read through on our site. And again, we can navigate using the next and previous buttons. Here we can see a website in action as well. All of these features are also available on our mobile site, as our site is compatible with mobile and desktop devices. We can see by expanding the left pane the list of steps within the learning guide, and we can also click on a step to see the contents of the learning guide itself. By clicking the next and previous buttons, we can navigate through it like we would on a desktop, and we can also see the top navigation bar is collapsed, and clicking on the hamburger button on the top right allows us to see all the buttons and go back to the home page. Administrators can log in using the admin portal. Logging in as a super admin, we can see all the options available to us. We have different groups of users which we can assign to different administrative roles. From here, clicking on the Users tab takes us to a list of users. And from here we can add new users or edit an existing user. We can also see the staff status of all the users on our site. Editing a user allows us to edit their administrative role status, as well as their staff status, and update their information if required. Then moving down to the categories option. Clicking on the categories option allows us to see a list of categories that we assign the different learning guides to. We can add or edit categories. Editing a category allows us to edit the name of the category as well as the description of the category. We can also add or edit indicators. Editing an indicator allows us to edit the indicator name itself. Clicking on the Learning Guides tab takes us to this page where we can add or edit learning guides. Adding a learning guide, we have some validations in place so that all the learning guides meet the same standards. Admins can add the title, image, description, set the category, as well as set indicators from here. and add steps on learning guides as required. Moving on to the steps section, we can edit or add new steps. We can also see the title of the step that exists as well as the learning guide that it relates to. Clicking on a step allows us to edit it and the contents that is displayed from those steps. If a step has sub-steps, then we can edit those sub-steps from this location as well. Thank you.